And now for something completely different. The first marijuana that I was aware of was we would spend every summer with my dad as part of the divorce decree in Northern California, actually north of the Bay Area. Hayward was the name of the town. And he had started a second family, and he was working as a union forklift driver at a grocery distributing house, and trying to go to school part-time as well as keep in touch with Gigi and I. I remember the smell of it in the evening. They had paroled Clory's brother, Johnny, out to Earl, and he was staying there. But they would go out in the night as the sun would come down and smoke one of the reefers. And it had a funny smell, and they would laugh and be happy. And right after that was evident, and including laughing with the kids. Some days after working, my dad could be a bit sullen because he was trying to become a sign painter or an artist,
Right.
teaching art. So the first time, he didn't get us ever high when we were kids, but in Chicago, I had a Polish kid, a big Polish kid named Kurt Kowalski. And Kurt's brother, Jeff Kowalski, was about 2 years older than him. And he was into pot, and he was also into Frank Zappa and the Mothers of Invention.
Was this now on the south side of Chicago?
South side of Chicago. It was when I was 12.
Uh-huh.
And so Kurt, I was double promoted just because I was a discipline problem, and they needed to put me somewhere. And I went into the senior choir because I had a high alto. I could still sing alto, and I could sing first tenor. So I got to know all of the freaks at the school because a bunch of them were in it. But Kurt was a neighborhood kid, and his brother got good Mexican and Jamaican weed at that point. But he pulled a fast one on me. The first nickel bag was the good Jamaican pot or good Mexican pot, but he tried to stiff me the second time by selling me oregano. And so I tried it a second time, and it was, this is bunk. And I made him go back and get some from his brother's stash. And that is the beginning of my pot smoking as a young street kid in circa 1969, 1968, south side of Chicago. We were the Piranha Boys, and I was in an advanced choir, and many of our teachers, like the music teacher, Mr. Wallace Burton, the piano teacher, he had the choir, and so he knew all the jazz that was going on in Chicago at that time. And so he fashioned us as this wonderful jazz band.
Wow.
I came of age because I was younger by 2 years than everybody else, and he let me do tenor, first tenor, second alto songs. And really, he taught us how to dress sharp. He made us like have a coffee cake sale or something like that, raise money, candy bars. It was charcoal, sharp as sharp pockets, bell bottoms, sharp, contrasting shirt, contrasting color silk ties. Oh, Wallace Burton. And there was a biology teacher named Lucky, and she had been a dancer and knew Wallace, so she would help give us choreography. And we took third in city that year for an 8-part version of Rock My Soul in the Bosom of Abraham. And the black Southside kids couldn't imagine how these white Southsiders could get the actions down, what a joy. Wallaceburg